All right, in this one, we're going to talk about how to set up a calendar from A to Z inside of HighLevel. Believe it or not, this is an area that a lot of people struggle, so let's jump right in. The first thing we're going to do is head over to our Calendars tab right here, and we'll click on Go to Calendar Settings. Before we even set up our calendar, there's a couple things we need to do. So let's first head over here to Connections. This is where we can choose a few different things. The first thing is you can actually connect your Google Calendar, your Outlook calendar, your Calendly, etc. so you can share availability across your different calendars and you're not double booked. So if you're used to booking things on your Apple Calendar, your Google Calendar, and you have dates in there that you're unavailable, you of course don't want people to be able to book on your HighLevel calendar when you're already unavailable. So you can go ahead and actually just link these super easily by clicking connect. You're going to select one of your profiles and you're just going to go ahead and sign in with Google or Outlook or whatever it is and go ahead and sync it up to HighLevel. So I've gone ahead, I've linked up my Google Calendar because that's the primary calendar that I use for all of my meetings. And we're going to go ahead now and link up our video conferencing software. So we can click right here on video conferencing. And it's going to default to Google Meet because I linked my Google Calendar, but I'm a Zoom guy. So I'm going to go ahead and click New, and then I can do the same thing with Zoom. I'm just going to go ahead and click Connect. I'm going to sign into my Zoom profile, and that's going to link up. Okay, so now before I've even set up my calendar, I've got the things in place to make sure that I'm never going to be double booked, and I have my video conferencing software set up. So when someone books a call, it's going to automatically integrate with my Zoom. It's going to send them the Zoom link, it's going to send them the reminders, and it's going to show up on my Google Calendar and make sure I'm never double booked. I always suggest taking care of this stuff first before you actually build out the calendar because it's going to make building out the calendar much easier. Now, there's one more thing we need to make sure of, and that's that you yourself or whoever you're setting up this calendar for is actually linked to the sub account you're building it in. This is a big pitfall I see people fall into when they have the agency level plan. So if I click up here, you can see that I can go to my agency view. Many people are admins on their agency level, but they don't actually add themselves to the sub account. And therefore, when they go to link the sub account to themselves as a user, they don't show up. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So in order to set up our calendar, we're going to come in here to Calendars and click Create Calendar. Now, 9 out of 10 times, you're going to be using the personal booking calendar, so that's what we'll do here. We're going to put in our name, test. Now, what I love about HighLevel is you can have unlimited calendars. So I might want one calendar or one booking link for my one-on-one coaching, another for group coaching, another for one-off consultations, another for this, another for that, sales calls, whatever it is. I can have unlimited calendars. So my name is going to be what is the calendar for. So maybe this is one-on-one consultation call with Mark, right? And then I can have a description if I wanted to, but for this case, we'll just put test, test, test. And this is what I was talking about, select team member. Now we can see right here, I'm able to select myself, but that's only because I went into my agency settings and added myself. So I'm gonna go ahead and just confirm this for now, and then I'm gonna show you how to make sure you've added yourself in your agency settings. Again, this only applies for those of you on the agency plan, but I find that most people I talk to and that watch my content are on that plan, and I can't tell you how many people have had reach out and say, Mark, I can't add myself to my own calendar even though I'm on the account. All you have to do is go to your agency view, go to settings, go to team, search for yourself, click the pencil icon, go to roles and permissions, and right here you can actually add yourself as a user to specific sub accounts. It's a little confusing because when you're an agency admin, you can access all the sub accounts, but you're not actually a user on those sub accounts for booking purposes. So you can just click right here and then find the sub account you want to add yourself to. In my case, it was Mark It with Mark. Go ahead and click save, and then you'll actually show up in the calendar. Okay, so now I'm back in my calendar, and you can see that we have my one-on-one consultation call, but there's a few more things I need to do. So I'm going to click on Edit Calendar right here, And next, we can go through some of these settings like our logo. You can upload a new logo or you can choose from your media storage. So I could click choose from media storage, grab one of my logos. Now, this logo is a bit squished. It's a bit wonky. Unfortunately, they don't give you the exact dimension sizes, but you can play around with it until you find one you like. You can also make this a circle or a square. Again, you can edit your calendar name in your description here. You can add it to a group. And right here is going to be your widget URL. And you can completely customize this if you'd like, but I'd recommend not touching any of this stuff. Meeting location, this is very important. We linked our Zoom earlier, so I'm going to go ahead and click Zoom. And you'll see there it popped up saying I hadn't connected it, even though I had. Typical GHL bug. I just had to refresh the page and it was good to go. So now my meeting location is going to be Zoom. Meeting color, you can make this whatever you like. I typically just go with the default blue, but if there's something that's on brand for you that you want, that's fine. And from here, we'll now go to availability. So this is where we can go and link up our availability or customize it. Again, it's already going to be linked with our other calendars, so we're not double booked. But we can go ahead here and do a few things. So first of all, the meeting interval is going to be the amount of time between booking slots. So, and if any of this confuses you, you can just click these little icons right here and they'll tell you what it is. So this is going to be the interval between meetings. So you can set this whatever you like. Typically, I like to do 60 minutes because I don't want to feel rushed. I like to limit my bookings. The meeting duration, again, we could change that to 60 minutes. Minimum scheduling notice. So if you want to make it so people have to schedule calls within 24 hours or within 3 days, you can do this by hours, weeks, months, etc. So I like to have at least 2 days notice. So I'm going to go ahead and put minimum 2 days notice. Date range. You can go ahead and play around with this if you'd like. Typically, I leave this blank. Look busy. This is good if it's something like a sales call or something and you want to actually make it seem like there's some demand for what you have. Because when someone opens up your calendar and you're available all day, every day, they're like, man, this guy's not doing anything. So you can actually look busy by clicking this, and you can hide the number of available spots by, let's say, 30%. So you look a little bit busier. And you can go ahead through all of this and maximum bookings per day. I like to only have a maximum of 2 calls per day because I have a lot of other work I need to get done. So we're going to max our bookings at 2 per day. Bookings per slot, I'm going to leave at 1, and then you can play around with these buffer times if you'd like as well. And right here, of course, you can change your general availability if you'd like, and even do it by date specific hours. Forms and payments, pretty self-explanatory. This allows you to go ahead and actually accept payments or have custom fields that someone has to fill out when they book with you. You can add the ability for them to add guests as well, which I typically put on because sometimes I have calls with people and they want to bring in their VA or their business partner, and that's totally fine. Metapixel ID, you can in fact put your metapixel here as well, so you could just paste that in right here. Payments, you can choose to accept payments. So if you were doing a consultation call, for example, I do one-on-one consultation calls, and typically I charge $250 for those calls. So I could go ahead and make it so before someone can actually book with me, they need to pay that. Notifications and additional options. This is all going to be based on your preferences. I typically just leave things as default here. And then customizations, your primary color, your cover images. Again, I typically leave this as default, but you can go ahead and customize this as much as you like. So we'll go ahead and click save. And then if I go ahead and I click share calendar, so we'll click share calendar, we'll grab my link right here. And now it's going to pop in with my link. So here is the calendar, and you can see that the availability does look busier, right? And you can also set this so you're only going to be able to be scheduled out X amount of days in advance. Pretty much unlimited customization here. Now, what if you want to put this on, say, a landing page instead of just sending people a link? Well, let's show you how to do that. All right, so if I'm in a landing page here, all I need to do is go to my elements and search for calendar, click on it, select my calendar, and here it is right here. So if I go ahead and click save, and then I preview this. Now I've got my calendar on this landing page. Now there's some nuances here. There's more customizations you can make, but 9 out of 10 times this information here is going to get you exactly what you need. But make sure that you link your other calendars so you're sharing availability and not getting double booked. Make sure you set up your video conferencing software so it will generate links and send those out to people and have it super streamlined. If you have any questions, drop them down below. My email's down there as well if you want to reach out. There's a link in the description with a ton of free resources for you course creators and high-level users. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you found the video helpful, go ahead and give it a like. I'll see you next time. Peace.